Ever watched a movie where hackers break into the most secure systems with just a few keystrokes and thought, I wish I could do that? I know I have. It's one of those moments where the fantasy of being a cyber mastermind feels so close, yet so far away. But what if I told you that, with a little help from ChatGPT, I managed to bridge that gap and take a step closer to that hacker fantasy? It wasn't about a magic trick or some fancy software. It was about taking the tools we already have, like AI, and putting them to work in a way that most people wouldn't even consider. Let me walk you through my journey and how ChatGPT helped me refine my skills and get even better at what I do. So I've been in the game for a while now, and I know that hacking isn't all about breaking into systems with a single command. It's about learning, problem solving, and developing an understanding of how everything fits together. That's where ChatGPT really helped me. It wasn't just about asking it questions or getting some quick answers. It was about using it as a learning tool to guide me, point me in the right direction, and even help me sort through complex problems in real time. And trust me, having a resource that can process and analyze huge amounts of information as fast as ChatGPT is a game changer when you're working on something as complicated as ethical hacking. One of the things I did was use Custom GPTs, basically a version of ChatGPT that you can personalize and train to focus on the exact knowledge you need. Now, if you've been around the block, you know that LLMs like ChatGPT can generate text that's eerily close to human responses. But Custom GPTs is where it gets interesting. With these, you can upload your own data sets or resources to teach the model specific things, and that's where I started digging into things like CVEs, common vulnerabilities and exposures, bug bounties, and all the cool stuff that helps shape a hacker's toolkit. You can take a custom GPT and make it an expert in a specific field, and it's pretty amazing how much you can streamline your learning with this kind of resource. And that's exactly what I did. My first step was gathering a ton of resources. Now, I didn't want to spend hours on end reading through pages and pages of articles and white papers. Instead, I took a shortcut, uploading a massive list of CVEs directly into my custom GPT. Why bother sifting through the vast amount of info available online when I could just put it all in one place, right? ChatGPT didn't mind this approach at all. In fact, it was happy to sift through the material and make sense of it. It was like having a mentor by my side, one that didn't just spit out generic advice, but actually understood what I was trying to accomplish. The beauty of it was that I didn't have to start from scratch. I could feed it the exact kind of data I wanted, and it helped me build on that foundation with almost no extra effort on my part. Now, on to the fun part. Applying what I'd learned, I decided to test my custom GPT on Capture the Flag challenges. These are controlled environments where ethical hackers practice their skills in a legal way by solving security puzzles. They're perfect for testing out new ideas without the risk of stepping into dangerous territory. I jumped into the HackerOne CTF platform, where challenges range from beginner to advanced. And let me tell you, ChatGPT was like a guide on this crazy adventure. One of the first challenges I tried was a simple tutorial that seemed way too easy. ChatGPT, being the overachiever it is, started throwing out some pretty advanced tactics, talking about vulnerabilities I hadn't even encountered yet. It was like ChatGPT was thinking too far ahead for me, so I reined it in a bit, adjusted my approach, and started working through the steps more methodically. The cool part was, as soon as I focused, ChatGPT started giving me much more relevant guidance, helping me find the correct path to complete the challenge and eventually grab the flag. Then I upped the difficulty and tried a more advanced CTF. This time, it was a bit more of a grind. ChatGPT suggested a series of steps, some repetitive, others spot on, that helped me get through a tricky HTML-based challenge. While the steps seemed a little too mechanical at times, they did the job. After working through the instructions it gave me and adjusting along the way, I was able to capture one flag. ChatGPT didn't just spoon-feed me the solution, it taught me how to think about the problem and approach it from different angles. So what did I learn from all this? Well, ChatGPT turned out to be a much more powerful learning tool than I initially expected. It wasn't just about answering questions. It helped me break down complex problems, offered real-time advice, and even helped me stay on track when I was veering off course. And while ChatGPT can't replace hands-on experience, it definitely accelerates the learning process and provides insights you might miss if you were just doing things on your own. Let's be real, YouTube is great, but it's just the tip of the iceberg. There's so much I can't can't share there, whether it's because of platform rules or because some skills need deeper, hands-on explanations. That's why I created CyberFlow's Academy, a place where I can share everything. When you join, you're not just getting another course, you're getting access to complete ethical hacking guides, the tools and techniques I wish someone had handed me when I was starting out. And here's the kicker, this is the stuff I don't teach on YouTube. No watered-down content, no clickbait, just raw, actionable knowledge. On top of that, you'll join an exclusive community on Discord. It's not just a chat room, it's a network, a place to ask questions, share ideas, and connect with hackers who get what you're trying to achieve. Plus, you'll find resources and documents that go even deeper, things that can't be shown in public videos, but will push your skills to the next level. And the best part? It's already changing lives. I've seen people go from curious beginners to landing real cybersecurity jobs after applying what they've learned here. This isn't just another course, it's a commitment to your growth. So, if you're serious about hacking and ready to learn the real stuff, click join. You've got nothing to lose and your future self will thank you.